Welcome to Bless Mess. I thought I would try to do this a kind of old school way of the things that have sold in the last few days for me. As you can see, Lost, a disc set, sold for 16 bucks. I shipped off this antique Our Father prayer for $20. It was like an 8.5 by 11 sheet. It was probably from the 20s. It was pretty cool. This vintage Champion ceramic liner, $15, and they paid more in shipping than for the container. But this was super heavy. It was like 8 pounds, but really neat. Here's a Hesh shoulder bag, 35 bucks. I got a return on this 1880 devotional. It had a little bit more damage than the person thought that they needed, so I just refunded them the money. And I try to do that if it was really kind of hard for me to see the damage unless it was held up in the light at a certain angle, and then you could see it. But it was no problem me doing that. Sold another lost Blu-ray, another lost Blu-ray, a rare Woody Woodpecker PlayStation 2 game for $10, another lost, this vintage cutting board. This guy was really cute hanging board, and I saw it for $1 just down in a vendor's mall. I saw it just sitting there, and it was like $1 or $2, so I sold it for $9. This Sony digital radio. It had XM radio, and it had the old school iPod carrier at the top, or the little adapter at the top. I sold it for 35 bucks. I think I bought that for $6. I got Tennessee Volunteers quarter zip, brand new in the package. I got it for $1 at a yard sale. Here's the 1991 NFL football art map. It has all the old teams of the NFL in it. It was really neat. I got this for $2 at a vendor's mall. Introduction to Mandolin. I got this for $1 at a Goodwill and sold it for $10. 1991 NCAA Final Four semifinal games unused. It was for both sets of games. I think there were 4 tickets in it, if I remember right. But it's a big book. It's bigger than just a little ticket. It's like half a sheet of paper. So it's pretty good size. Sold it for $100. Actually, I got this in a group of, if you remember those old magazines that had like Michael Jordan on the front cover, those old card magazines that would have Michael Jordan or Dominique Wilkins or whoever, Charles Barkley on the front cover. I bought like 15 of those magazines, and inside of one of those magazines were these tickets, completely unused, pristine. They were in the middle of. I just thumbed through that book, and it was there. It was one of the hardcover. It was a hardcover book, but it was in that bunch of magazines. Just bought it at auction. I think I paid $5 for everything. Basically carted away somebody's books for them, and got lucky. And in the middle of all that was $100 worth of a finals game. 30 years old, never been used. Really neat that I was able to get that. And that allotment of magazines and books had 2 Super Bowl programs, a Players Championship, PGA Players Championship, all from like the early 90s. I was hoping that the Players Championship was the like 1991 with John Daly, but it wasn't. It was like, I think it was 92 or 93. But anyway, some of the things were signed in there. But anyway, this was the big find in there that I saw it. I flipped through the book and saw it in the auction when we were all standing there. I flipped through that book, saw it, and thought, I'm going to bid as much as I need to get. And I was the first bid at $5 and I got it. So awesome find. Fitness Made Simple, Fat Burning Workout with John Bastow. If you remember in the early 90s, late 80s, this guy was on TV all the time. I sold it for $5. I just thought it was funny. I got it for like a quarter or 50 cents somewhere. Death of a President. I got this it was a quarter. I got this for a quarter. It's a first edition, 1967. It's about the Kennedy assassination. And it's sold it for $12. Union Prayer Book. It was a Jewish book that was in English and Hebrew. I usually sell my religious books pretty cheap. If I get them for $1 or $2, I'll sell them for less than $10. Bonnaroo Live, 2008-2004 Bonnaroo, sold it for $15. I got that in a group of DVDs, music DVDs, maybe $2 or $3 for like 4. I mean, it's probably like $1 a piece, I guess. Tabletop, it's original. My wife found this at a Goodwill, and I think we paid $1 or maybe $1.59 for it. Sold it for $15. University of Alabama Big Owl Elephant Pillow Pet, and there was a Bama 101 baby board book. You can kind of see it in the background there, that 101. Those are really neat. So I just packaged them both together and sold it for $12. I think I bought Big Owl there, the pillow pet, for $1 at a yard sale, and it was super clean. It was still in the plastic, and that baby book was perfect. It had never been opened. It was like hard to even open. So there were obviously gifts that were never opened, so I just passed those along. Here's a Mormon German pocket hymnal, sold it for $8.50. Here's a FCA Competitors Bible, and I find these coaches or FCA Bibles all the time, and this is one that I picked up for $2 and sold for $15. This is another really good find that I found at a vendor's mall, just in with a bunch of books. It was a Mason-Dixon Games program from 1961. It was signed by Olympic athletes, like now I'm going to space their name. Boston was the last name of one of the guy, and it was Wilma Rudolph was the other one. She signed this program. This is right after the 1960 Olympic Games, and they were Olympic athletes in this competition with college athletes. Super cool find. There was like 4 or 5 signatures in there, and they all were Olympic athletes, and I sold it for $120. It was just a program, but it had all the world records and state records and everything that had been done on that day. I guess I should look at it a little bit more. And it was done in Lexington, so super cool find that I got that, and I got it for like $4, $3 or $4 at a vendor's mall.